Falling behind on filing your tax returns is actually a more common occurrence than you would probably think. The majority of people that run into this problem are usually people who make a good amount of money and they owe tax every year, which are typically high-earning W-2 employees and business owners who really didn't do anything throughout the year in terms of their accounting and estimated tax payments. And usually 2, 3, maybe even 4 years go by until you even get a notice from the government asking where your tax returns are at. The first thing we need to do is address this situation at hand, because if you're getting notices right now from the government asking for tax returns and we don't reply, eventually the government will file a tax return for you in their best interest. Now they can determine how much tax you owe, and if they still don't hear from you, they'll just reach into your bank account and take the money. The last thing that we want to do here is ignore this situation. So we need to file these tax returns and figure out how much money it is that we actually owe the government, and then use the payment options available to us. I have a whole separate video on the payment options available to us in the description box below. The first thing that we will do is get a power of attorney on file, letting the IRS know that we are representing you, and we're gonna ask them for time. I wanna get as much time as possible here to get these outstanding tax returns filed. Typically, the IRS will put a hold on any further collection attempts and notices from anywhere between 90 to 120 days, which is plenty of times for us to get organized and filed. With the power of attorney on file, I can then see all of the income information that the government has on file for you, and I can start giving you direction on what we need to get so that we can have everything to file. If you're a business owner, we will want to also see if it makes sense to do an accounting of your income and expenses to determine your taxable profit that you actually have. Remember, if you're a business owner, you're not taxed on how much money you made, you're taxed on how much is left over after all of the expenses available to you. Once we have everything to prepare your tax returns, we can then file them, and then we'll do everything we can to waive penalties and interest. Here's a great example of us getting $43,000 of late filing penalties, late payment penalties, and interest waived and refunded for a taxpayer that was behind on filing their taxes. So if you're ready to address your back taxes, we can really come in, get you organized, give you direction so we can attack this problem head on and figure out how much money we owe the government, get as much penalties and interest waived as possible, and then visit our payment options so we can handle this problem and also be there moving forward so that this never happens again.